my instant death ability episode 2. And man, what a crazy episode this was. To be honest, I think this is how the rest of the anime will be. The episodes being all crazy, all sort of things happening in there. Crazy, wild twists and turns. This episode, I think, was the representation of what I think the next episodes and in general the whole anime will be about. Which, to be honest, I don't dislike. Many people will not actually like this type of anime. I can see why, to be honest, but I generally do like them. They're animes that, you know, you chill back and watch and have some fun and just that. I do anime reviews of this type of anime, specifically this one, because I find it a little bit fun, so I wanna say my thoughts of it. So yeah, I think that is what I think of the anime, even though, you know, it may not be the best one to review, but I will still do it. So yeah, like I was saying, the anime or the episode was really crazy, a lot of things happening, and yeah, you can see how Takatou and Dannoura are going under. They like nothing is happening, but they cannot avoid all the problems that are surrounding them constantly. If it's not one thing, then there is another. Again, continually there's something happening to them. At first they got, what was it, assaulted or something like that by a cat girl, and then at the middle of the episode, when they were traveling by train, the train basically exploded because there was a fight nearby. So yeah, they cannot escape, you know, any sort of trouble whatsoever. And you know, I find it kind of funny because the 2 times they have been traveling now, 2 times they got in trouble. The first time in the bus when they supposedly were to receive the powers, they didn't, and now the second time when the Sage Santaro was having the fight with the aggressor. So I guess they cannot escape trouble. Something really weird and amazing that was explained in the episode was that Dannoura didn't actually get the gift because she was being protected by the spirit, or protecting guardian spirit, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that is the reason why she didn't actually get her powers or her gifts. So maybe she was actually qualified, you know, to get powers. It wasn't like the other, because the guardian spirit says that she doesn't know why the others are not or didn't receive the gift. Maybe it is because, you know, Takatou was not actually qualified to be a sage, or it could be that he has a guardian spirit too, although I doubt this. I think, and like I said before, it is because most likely than not he's not qualified to be a sage. Although if that is the case, then how does he have the instant ability powers? I know it was mentioned in the last episode that the system they use to give powers may have malfunctioned or something like that. I still have that question, if the people that got powers, in this case Takatou, actually received his powers because something went wrong in the system or something else happened. I think that won't be answered real soon. I think maybe that will be answered at the end of the anime. But yeah, it is weird that he got this overpower ability. Maybe this overpower ability is not even a gift, you know, the gift that the supposedly candidate sages receive. Maybe it is something completely else, but who knows. Although if that were to be the case, that would be really weird, because the sage Shion actually knows of the power of instant death ability, kind of implying that it is actually a gift and not some unknown random power or foreign power or something like that. And something really interesting that happened in the episode was the introduction of the Sage Lain. I think that is her name. I don't know if I'm remembering correctly or not, but this Sage Lain is a vampire and she's a really strong vampire. But the most important part about her is that she cannot actually die. She's immortal. So I wonder how that power deals or faces off against the power that Takatou has, because you have on the one hand a person that is immortal and on the other hand a person that can give you death instantly. So yeah, that is a weird combination. I think there is something that will definitely be tested out in the anime. I don't think it will be just left in the air for us to question if Takatou can actually kill an immortal person or not. I think that is something that will be actually explained. Although I don't know exactly how that will happen, because something really bad will have to happen between them two in order to fight and in order for Takatou to kill her. So yeah, at the very least she is sending her army against him. So I guess you can say he has the right to defend himself because he's being attacked by an army. But yeah, this Sage Lain is definitely one to keep an eye on, because she's definitely, I think, an important character, at least to test out the powers of Takatou. I think that will be something really important that she will give to the plot. So yeah. And on the other hand, we see her talking to Gion, and we can see by that talk that Gion is actually the top of the sages, I guess you can call her that. I don't know if there was someone even, that is above her or something like that, but by the looks of the talk that Shion and Lain were having, at least she's the superior to Lain. So yeah, she's actually really high up, Shion is. And yeah, throughout the episode we saw how Takatou and Dannoura were trying to get to the capital because that is where all the other students or all the other persons that were also brought to this world were. And they still on their way there. Like I said at the beginning of the review, they cannot get there because if it is not one thing, then there is another. And I think that is going to be the dynamic throughout the remaining episodes. Them trying to maybe meet up with the other students or something like that. Always getting intercepted, always getting into trouble or something like that. And it is actually kind of interesting to see that Chieon is not kind of scared of the instant death ability, or at the very least she's not showing it because she talks about the ability like it is nothing. Maybe she has some sort of counter play or something like that. Maybe there is a weakness to the ability that we don't know yet. If that is the case, then I guess you can say it kind of makes sense because otherwise he would be too overpowered, Takatou would. But then again, this is an anime about a character being overpowered, so if there is no weakness to his ability, then that would also make sense. So I guess that is something that we should look forward to seeing, if he has a weakness or not. At this time, it doesn't look like he has a weakness. In fact, in this episode, we learned that he can actually use his ability in useful ways. For example, he can actually kill parts of the body, your side, your arm, your leg, or something like that. Or he can actually time your death, because we see how the two people that were getting away actually die a couple of seconds later. So yeah, he can actually use his ability in a couple of different ways. It is not just a simple thinking about it and you're dead. He can actually use it more, I guess you can say, trick ways than just one. So yeah, that was actually really cool to see. And he actually says that he actually has to put some restraints on himself because he doesn't want to be a cold-blooded killer. So he only will kill people that annoys him or that are a danger to him, because even Dannoura says that, oh, you should have killed anybody that you don't like or something like that. But Takatou explains that that is not his way of, of resolving things. So I guess he has some limits, self-put limits, but yeah, he has some. And yeah, a pretty good but wild episode. A lot of things happening. I guess another question that came out of this episode was, what exactly does the spirit that Dannoura have do? Because it is explained that the spirit can actually protect her except for physical attacks or something like that. But we didn't actually get, a sort of explanation or a detailed example of how that exactly works. I guess that is another thing to look forward in the future, of how strong, or more correctly, defensive Dannoura is. So yeah, that is something else to see in the future. But again, that was basically everything that happened in the episode. A really good episode. And if you don't want to miss any episode reviews of the next episode in the anime as a whole, please subscribe. Also, if you like the review, please give me a thumbs up. And yeah, that will be everything by me. And I guess I'll see you all in the next episode review.